There is a house at the end of Vellum Road. It has always been there. The county maps confirm it, the assessor's records confirm it, and the satellite photographs confirm it. A 2-story clapboard structure, white paint gone the color of old bone, a deep front porch, and a black iron mailbox planted at the road's edge like a flag claiming territory. Every postmaster who has served Crale County since 1963 has passed that mailbox without stopping. Not one of them has ever explained why in writing. The practice simply transferred from carrier to carrier the way certain knowledge does, not in manuals, not in policy, but in the specific gravity of a senior colleague's hand on your arm on your first morning route, the particular weight of their silence as the house at the end of Vellum Road comes into view. Marcus Fell was transferred to Crale County in February. He came from Weston, 2 counties east, where nobody had thought to tell him anything about Vellum Road. He was 34, punctual, thorough, and constitutionally opposed to skipping addresses. When he found the Vellum Road stop on his route manifest and noticed that his predecessor had marked it in pencil, not ink, pencil, with a single asterisk and no explanation, Marcus Fell did what a thorough man does. He delivered the mail. The first piece was a water bill, $12.40, addressed to occupant 4 Vellum Road, Crale County. Marcus pressed it into the iron mailbox on a Tuesday morning in the 3rd week of February, snapped the lid shut, and drove on without incident. He noticed the reply 3 days later. It was in his own outgoing mail slot at the sorting facility. A letter. Return address 4 Vellum Road. No stamp. The envelope was the color of old cream, heavier than standard stock, and it was addressed in ink so dark it appeared almost wet. To Marcus Fell, Crale County Carrier, Route 7. He opened it on his lunch break. The letter inside was 3 pages, handwritten in the same dark ink, and it began, "We have been waiting for someone thorough." Marcus read the letter twice. He did not eat his lunch. He did not finish his route that afternoon. The first time in 9 years of service that he had failed to complete a route. He drove instead to the county assessor's office and asked about the property at 4 Vellum Road. The assessor, a woman named Dorothea Grill, who had held the position for 22 years, looked at him for a long moment before she answered. "That property last changed hands in 1961, she said. "The registered owner of record is a woman named Harriet Couse. She died in 1963. The estate has never been settled." "Someone is living there," Marcus said. Dorothea Grill set down her pen. "No," she said. "No one is living there, Mr. Fell." "Then who wrote this letter?" She did not touch the envelope he placed on her desk. She looked at it the way you look at something you have already decided not to pick up. "I think," she said, "that you should go speak to Gerald Marsh." Gerald Marsh was 81 years old, retired, and had served as Crale County Postmaster from 1971 to 1998. He lived in a yellow house on Sycamore, 6 blocks from the sorting facility. He answered the door in a cardigan and slippers, and the expression of a man who has been expecting a particular visitor for a very long time. "You delivered to Vellum Road," Gerald Marsh said. It was not a question. Marcus said that he had. Gerald Marsh stepped back and let him in. They sat at the kitchen table. Gerald made coffee he didn't drink. He told Marcus what he knew, which was more than what Marcus wanted to hear. In 1963, Gerald Marsh said a postal worker named Dale Fenwick had delivered a single piece of certified mail to 4 Vellum Road. Certified, requiring a signature. He had walked up to the porch, knocked, and the door had opened without anyone visible behind it. He had pushed the certified mail through the crack because the signature card had already been signed. He could see it, right there. The signature already complete, in ink that looked dark and wet. Dale Fenwick had returned to the sorting facility and told his supervisor that the woman at the house had refused to come to the door, but had pre-signed the card. The supervisor noted this and said nothing more. Dale Fenwick went home that night, and the next morning he called in sick, and the morning after that. On the 4th morning, his wife called the facility to report that Dale had received a letter he would not let her read, and that he had not slept in 3 nights, and that he kept going to the window to check the mailbox at the end of their drive. On the 5th morning, Dale Fenwick was gone. The bed was made. His car was in the drive. The mailbox at the end of their drive was open, and inside, it was a single envelope, pre-stamped, addressed in dark ink to 4 Vellum Road. No one had opened Dale Fenwick's mailbox since. The rule passed from that day forward. You do not stop at the house at the end of Vellum Road. The mailbox at the road's edge was not to be opened, not to be touched, not to be acknowledged. For 63 years, no carrier had broken this rule, until Marcus fell. "What did the letter say?" Gerald Marsh asked. "The one they sent you?" Marcus had brought it. He put it on the table between them. Gerald Marsh looked at it, without touching it, and asked Marcus to read it aloud. The letter said, "We have been waiting for someone thorough. The previous carriers understood that some correspondence is not meant to be delivered. But you are different. You believe in completing the route. We respect that. We are writing to tell you that we have a great deal of mail to send. We have not been able to send it because no one would bring us stamps. We have been generating them ourselves, but homemade stamps are not accepted. If you could bring stamps, we would be grateful. We have letters for everyone in the county. Some of the letters are very old. Some of the people they are addressed to are also very old or no longer living, but we find that the letters reach them regardless. Please bring stamps. We will have a reply waiting." Gerald Marsh was quiet for a long time. "You cannot bring them stamps," he said finally. "I know that," Marcus said. "And you cannot return to that route." Marcus already knew that, too. He had known it since he'd read the letter the first time, sitting in his truck in the parking lot of the sorting facility, watching the other carriers come and go, normal and oblivious, while the dark ink of those 3 pages soaked into the low afternoon light. Is it just letters? Marcus asked. Is that all they send? Gerald Marsh looked at him. Dale Fenwick's wife received a letter the day he disappeared, Gerald said. She showed it to me once, years later. It was from Dale. His handwriting, his phrasing, his way of beginning sentences with the word well. It said he was fine, that he was sorry, that the house was very quiet, and he had a great deal of time now to write. Marcus drove home. He sat in his car in the driveway for 40 minutes before he went inside. He checked his mailbox at the road's edge as he did every evening. Inside was a single envelope, dark ink on old cream stock. His name, written in his own handwriting. He has not opened his mailbox since. The route manifest for Crale County Route 7 still lists 4 Vellum Road. It is still marked in pencil with a single asterisk and no explanation. See, the new carrier. There have been 2 since Marcus transferred out of county. Passes it without stopping, the way all the others have. The iron mailbox at the road's edge is always closed. The flag is always up. Registry note, case remains open. The property at 4 Vellum Road cannot be condemned, foreclosed, or reassessed. 3 separate attempts to have the mailbox removed have ended with the removal crews declining to proceed. After approaching within 50 feet of the property, all 3 crews cited the same reason. The mailbox was already full when they arrived, with letters addressed to each of them personally, in their own handwriting, each dated the following day. The Twilight Registry does not recommend delivering to this address.